Wow, Haruguma has already lost half her HP. So, let's take the other half. Right. Oh yes. Oh yes. Okay, I understand what the ship is about now. Wow. Just wow. Hello and welcome. Today we're in the tier 10 Soviet battleship, the Slava, or Pobeda, but I'm pretty sure her name is supposed to be Slava. And she is a ship that's work in progress, meaning that she's subject to change. And we've even read about some datamined stats that she has been changed. So apparently there was a post on Reddit where somebody found that the Slava stats on the test server have changed. Now whether it's true, whether these are the actual changes that she'll get, I don't know, so take all of this with a grain of salt. But the changes were, her accuracy was changed, not sure what exactly happened there, but her turret rotation is halved, her reload is nerfed from 30 seconds to 33, her non-citadel area damage heal goes from 50% to 40%, meaning that if you take 10k damage, that's non-citadel damage. Right now, in this version, Slava could heal 5,000 of that HP. With this change, it would be 4,000. And her regen party is identical to DD's, meaning that there's 2 less charges for the premium consumable. As there's 5 right now, I'm guessing it's gonna be 3 afterwards. Now, again, whether these changes are what's actually going to happen, I don't know. But, you know, she is probably gonna change because she seems to be very, very powerful. And as you saw from that first clip where I hit the Haruguma from over 19 kilometers away for 12k damage, she is incredible at long range. Now, most of my experiences aren't quite like it, and you'll see some frustrations in this match with, you know, that I had with her guns slightly, but I definitely have to say that she's the most accurate battleship at long range that I have ever played. And that's her main characteristic. She is accurate at long range and outputs quite a bit of damage. She also has good penetration, but her downside is that she isn't obviously very maneuverable because she's a Soviet battleship, and she isn't the tankiest. She is much less tanky than Kreml, and if the changes that were mentioned are true, she's gonna be even less tanky, meaning that you want to play her at long range. Now, I think this ship fits into the current meta game very, very, very well. Like, she is pretty much perfect for it because, hey, you're in a battleship that sits far away. That's like the best way to stay alive, and you can still deal a lot of damage while doing so. Yeah, that's really, really good. However, I don't think that's healthy for the game, or at least that's not my preference for what the game should be about. Unfortunately, because I really like the fact that the other Soviet battleships are short range, or that their accuracy gets good at shorter ranges, meaning that you get rewarded for going close and taking risks. But with this ship, you're being rewarded for staying far away, and these kinds of torpedoes just suddenly appearing out of nowhere are part of the reason why you might want to stay, you know, far away. I went down to 40k HP, and apparently there is a gearing next to me. Well, she already fired her load, I believe, and I did take out the Minotaur now, so I should be fairly safe now. As in, there shouldn't be a follow-up that just deletes me outright. But I did lose a lot of my HP there, so that's gonna be a problem. But it's okay. If there's any ship in the game where you wouldn't mind something like this happening, it would be a carrier. But if you're not a carrier, then Slava would probably be the best bet. Because, again, the ship is fine at long range, meaning that she doesn't absolutely mind just sitting far away and shelling for the rest of the game. But I am kind of upset with my teammates, because I don't know why, but some of them are going to the 9 line, and they could have been here instead with me, so the gearing could never have done what she did. Unfortunately, the CV is coming. Her anti-air is actually pretty good, but you know, it doesn't protect you from the initial CV strike. There are torpedoes incoming, but I'm fairly certain I can avoid them. Oh, never mind, I'm gonna take one. Yeah, the frontal torp. Well, it did only 5k damage, and Damakon is off cooldown, so I'm gonna be okay. But I definitely need to start falling back now, because there's a gearing and a Chapayev here. I need to swap to AP to deal with the Chapayev. Oh! Or maybe the gearing. She's very low, so if somebody could, you know, finish her off, that would be great. I should be able to avoid those torpedoes too. That should be fairly easy. Actually, secondaries. Come on, gearing, go down. Secondaries, please. Yes! The secondaries did it. That's very nice. And the torpedoes ran out. Luckily, Royal Navy carriers don't have very good torpedo range on the torpedo bombers, so that might have saved my bacon there. But I still am on fire. And I have only 10k HP, and there's a CV incoming again. I don't like this, especially because there's also a Chapayev pushing through, so I need my heal. But it's 60 seconds to a heal, and 25 seconds to a Damakon. Come on, bombs, miss! I didn't take much damage, and luckily they didn't set a fire. I only have 4,700 HP left. I need to disengage as far as I can. I need time to heal up, and I guess I'll be putting this long-range ship into use. But to be honest, if I look on the minimap, looking at the enemy team, they probably aren't too happy either, considering what's going on the 1 and 2 line. Yeah, that's a bit too many ships for this map, especially for standard battle, where I don't know, but on my screen, the caps aren't on the 1 and 2 lines, they're like in the middle of the map, so being on the 1 and 2 line with half your team seems like a pretty bad idea, but I guess whatever floats their boat. Well, I finally got my heal off, so now I can be less scared of anything coming towards me, because I am far away, and wow, I overlet that shot by a lot. Oh yeah, another thing that I forgot to mention. She is super accurate at long range. She has long range. She has a lot of penetration even at long range. But her shells are also fast, meaning that it's far more easy to hit the enemy targets with the shells compared to, well, most other battleships, I suppose. Damn, I can only heal up to 20k. Or something like 25k. Well, I guess I'm gonna be sitting far away for the entirety of the game then. Her armor scheme, I think, is kind of similar to the Kreml, but not quite the same. I think it's weaker, and she obviously has a good 13,000 less HP. So, even if you get close, this ship isn't as great as the Kreml, even in the defensive department. So, it's a ship that doesn't really fit me well, because many times I end up going close, because in a battleship anyway, because I'm like, well, I want to just go close and fight. You know, the game is at the point where it's time to push. For example, in the early clip you saw about me shooting the Harugumo, eventually I think I ended up going down in that game because I pushed a bit too much in the Slava, and I did get to trade my ship for the enemy CV, but I'm not sure if that was worth it at the time anyway. Well, it seems that we are actually capping the enemy base already. It's almost halfway ours. But I can give you a little spoiler. The game's not over yet, so things can go poorly here. I think this Hindenburg is probably the best bet. One thing you have to do with the Slava is learn to aim at long range. That's something I'm not very good at, especially with guns that are this fast. So it's kind of a learning experience, but I think it's a welcome one. It's something everybody should try to learn eventually. What do I think of the nerfs though? I think the nerfs are okay. I I can't really say that she felt super powerful in my hands. Well, I guess she did feel very powerful, but she didn't like, I wasn't like wowed by her like many others were. But I suppose she was very consistent in my games, and I guess that's kind of what you would want. Perhaps I just got unlucky and didn't have any amazing games. But I suppose, you know, sometimes it just happens. I went with a fairly standard battleship build. That is, you know, you take your standard stuff. Priority target, expert marksman. Actually, I'm not sure if I have expert marksman on this ship, but with the changes, I guess I would recommend it. If the changes are true, of course. Then superintendent, concealment expert, then it's fire prevention, basics of survivability, and adrenaline rush. At least I'm guessing that's my build, because I just talked that off the top of my head, and that's the build I would go with on this ship anyway. Well, I think it's time to get slightly closer. There's my habit again, to get closer. But I think it's good for two reasons. One, because the Conqueror is gonna sail away. Number two, because I might catch the Hindenburg slightly off guard, and I do want to start moving north, because once we deal with these two ships, there's a lot of ships to the northern side that we can deal with. Also, even though we actually took the cap and they had a massive blob on the 1 and 2 lines, they have actually come back to defend their base, and the ships that pushed into their cap zone are pretty dead, or at least dying soon. Oh wow, that Hindenburg is reversing. Let's see what Slava has to say about that. At this point though, I wonder if I might want to... Wait, no, she's not reversing, she's going forward. Wow, that was confusing. But I think I have her now. Come on. Okay then. I hit 3 shells in that salvo. It looked like I was gonna miss all of them though. I'm kinda surprised. But now I'm being shelled by a Conqueror. I need to damage on this fire instantly, because I simply don't have the HP to try to play around with these fires. Now I'm wondering whether I should fire or not on this Conqueror, and I think the answer is no, at least for a while. Let her try to pick a different target and try to hit somebody else while I heal up slightly. Because if I do fire after that, she will have to reacquire me as a target again. And so, you know, that'll waste some of the time from the Conqueror, and as a result it might be better for our team. Also, I'm gonna put some distance between me and her, because I really don't want to be shelled by a Conqueror. I think that would be my end fairly quickly. And I do want to stay in range of the ships to the northern side, but far away enough that they don't really want to shoot me, or even if they do, it wouldn't be very successful. 11k from that salvo? I'll take it. Friedrich is coming slightly closer. So, when you're taking these kinds of long-range shots, and if you aren't quite sure of the angles, you can check on the minimap. I did overlead that salvo a bit though. And she is turning out right now. Or was anyway, I think. Slightly. Nope, she's going in a straight line now. I think my salvo is much better this time. Come on. Well, another 10k. I'll take it, I guess. Well, she should go down now, or at least will soon. And we do have a points lead, so I'm kinda hopeful for this game now. But it's a lot closer than the initial stuff suggested. Dang, only 2k damage. Well, I suppose somebody else has to finish her off, because as strong as the Slava might be, unfortunately her shells cannot overmatch mountains yet. I'm sure that's gonna happen in the future, maybe. But it's not here yet. Since all the targets are down, I guess I will have to push in. The next target is the Azuma, or if the Implacable is still around, but she probably isn't, so it's gonna be the Azuma. Or maybe the Shimakuza pops up, but I doubt we're that lucky. I do think our Republic is gonna go down though, because she isn't very healthy and she's being shelled by a Conqueror and an Azuma from two different angles. So that's and of course they have a CV2 who probably wouldn't allow her to live for long anyway. Okay, so the Z52 is capping, so this puts the ball in the opponent's court. I suppose it's a Z... Oh, the Z52 found the Shima. Okay, she's smoking. Good. Good. Hopefully she finishes the Shima off with Hydro. But I think I can shoot the Azuma soon. Come on. Okay. Hopefully that shot was still locked onto the Azuma. We are only 90 something points ahead. Us locking the enemy cap is good, but we are only 90 something points ahead. I think me dying, or the CV dying, would actually give the points lead to the enemy at this point. I don't know if me dying does it. Might equalize, but the CV would. Then again, I have no intention of dying. Although those Shima, like, my initial thought was the Shima Torps could be scary if they came from that direction, but there's a C-52 exactly in the way, so the Torps would be spotted way before, like they just were. I think taking out the Azuma is actually priority over the Shima, because Shima is gonna disappear, the Azuma isn't, so we can actually take her out. And it's actually fairly important, because it's better to be safe than sorry about something like this. And I think I can do it now. She is 16 kilometers away and only 2k HP. Oh wow! The Z-52 got torped by the Shima. Okay then. But luckily I did finish off the Azuma, so we're still ahead over 100 points now. But we aren't actually locking the enemy cap, meaning that the point difference is gonna stay static. So now what I'm doing is actually kind of risky. The best move would be to just sail away, because we won the game. But I'm doing something risky by engaging this Conqueror. There's two reasons. One, because the Stalingrad is engaging the Conqueror, and number two, because I'm not afraid of her. I don't think she's gonna sink me, and there's a good chance we might sink her instead. And that would cement the victory even better. And she's being attacked by 3 ships right now, so there's a good chance we'll be able to do it. Yeah, I think she's gonna go down now. And there she goes. CV is attacking me, but Damakon saves the day, so we're fine. And I guess we can keep on trucking. Now, if some of you watched the Yudachi video I put out, you noticed how difficult it was for me to torpedo that Britannia that was sailing away. That's the plan I took with the Shimakuza, just sail away for a while, and that way the Shima would have to chase, and it's very difficult to torpedo somebody you're chasing. But at this point we're over 220 points ahead, meaning that even if I go down, and I think even if the Stalingrad goes down, we should still have a points lead, meaning that it's completely okay to push in right now. Even if it risks my ship, it's fine. Wow. Those planes just got... Wow. I needed this at the start of the game. But okay, it happened here. So, Shima is straight ahead. I guess she did torpedo probably. But that's okay. We can try our luck. No, I'm gonna dodge these torpedoes. Watch this. I'm just gonna dodge the torps that are incoming right now. This is going to be the best torpedo dodge you have ever seen. The most skillful. See, the torpedoes are coming. I'm not even gonna look at them because I'm that confident. And see? See those torpedoes? They didn't hit my ship. Look how easy that dodge was. That was all calculated. Completely and utterly calculated. And we did win. Which is excellent. 186k damage. I sunk 5 ships, so as you can see, even playing the Slava at long range, she's completely okay at still sinking ships. I got 2500 base XP, but let's be honest, I think the Shokaku is probably the star of the game, with her almost 500 base XP, while being the tier 8 CV in a tier 10 game. And like half the ships are actually tier 8. I'm gonna compliment the Slava, or Azuma too, because she played well. Unfortunately her team was on the losing side. And you know, they didn't lose hard really, so it's entirely possible that had a few things gone differently, they would have won the game. For example, if I had gone down early. Remember, they focused a lot of firepower on me at the start, and I didn't go down. Like, pretty much the Gearing kind of sacrificed herself to deal most of the damage to me, but it just didn't work out for them. Here you can see the credits and XP. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, Barbosa, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.